her now. Katie, are you addicted to drugs? No, I'm not. I know it's a lie because I saw the pills you keep on your dresser. Well, okay. I'm gonna go swim now. Bye. Hello all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are also new here. My name is Genesis, my channel name Oxco Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whatever time of day it is for you all. I'm so excited to finally be back. I know we haven't uploaded anything on this channel since January, but hey, don't yell at me, I'm getting to it. As you guys can see, the setup is a little different because I'm finally starting with book reviews. Yay! I know that's been the main inspiration for starting this channel, but today's the day I'm finally getting to it. And for our very first book review, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the book We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I had a fantastic time reading this book, so I know you guys are definitely gonna enjoy what I have to say about it in my little review. Alright, first things first, just to let you guys know, I'm not going to get into any spoilers with my book review. It's just going to be a more general one of what I thought of the plot, characters, setting, etc. So if you'd like to see me do a book review with a little more depth, then definitely let me know in the comments down below, so I'll do something like that in the future. But first off, we're going to go ahead and go over what I think of the characters of this book. Obviously, I'm going to have my notes open to me just so that I can give myself a little review of what it is that I'm looking at, even though I did finish the book today, so it shouldn't be too far off. Our main character's name is Cadence, aka Katie Sinclair. She comes from an affluent family who vacations on an island every summer off Massachusetts, so we can already kind of see where the money's coming in, alright? In this story, there is some sort of accident that happens on the summer she was 15. She doesn't really remember well what happens to her, and the book kind of guides us along that path, and we pretty much discover what happened to her in that summer at the same time she does, which is something that I find very fascinating. For us, some more supporting characters. Now, these characters are very important and integral to the story. However, they aren't the main characters like Katie is. I'm just gonna go ahead and list them. Mirren is Katie's cousin, who is related to her by blood because their mothers are sisters. So her mom, we're gonna get into that later. Gatwick, aka Gat Patel, is someone who is not directly related to the family, but is affiliated with them in the sense that his uncle is with Johnny's mom, so that's how they have a connection. And then obviously Johnny, which was the last name I mentioned, is also Cadence and Mirren's cousin. Now Johnny's also related to them in the same way. Their mothers are all sisters. So we have our side characters, including the sisters we just mentioned. So at the head of the family, I'm gonna have the family tree displayed over here because I know me explaining it isn't gonna do too well. So side characters: Harris Sinclair, head of the family, rich, affluent, manager of many corporations. I don't remember which one specifically, but we just know he's rich. He's the reason why they all have this money, all right? And then obviously he's the grandfather, and he's the owner of Beechwood Island, which is the island that they stay at during the story. So we have him. We have Carrie Sinclair, who is, I believe, the first daughter of his. She is Johnny's mom. Bess Sinclair, who is Mirren's mom, and then obviously Penny, who's Katie's mom. And then background characters that we can get into later. The Littles, which is just the younger cousins that they're mentioned a couple times, but they aren't really as important as everybody else the rest of the story, so we can go ahead and gloss over that there. So our plot, right? So pretty much we open up with her, Katie, not having any memories of what they call Summer 15. Now, in this book, they label their summers as the year that they all turned that age. So, for example, when they talk about summer 8, it was the year the 4 main characters were 8 years old. The main characters obviously being Katie, Gat, Mirren, and Johnny. Those are the main 4 people we follow. So, like I was saying, when they talk about summer 8, this is the year they were 8. So now, when they bring up summer 15 at the beginning of the book, this is the summer that she suffers her accident. Now, the story, what I really like about this book is the fact that you don't know immediately, but we're gonna get into that in a second. I want to go in order. All right, so our setting, obviously Beechwood Island, Massachusetts. It's a little island near Martha's Vineyard from what I remember. I'll have that map up here as well. And then something that we need to keep in mind for this book specifically, this isn't really a spoiler, we're just more setting the groundwork for you guys to understand the story if you still want to go ahead and read it, which I really do recommend. There are 4 beach houses on Beechwood. All right, so Claremont is Harris the grandpa and Tipper the grandma's house. Redgate is where Carrie, one of the sisters, Johnny, and Gat, the cousins, live. Obviously, Gat isn't a cousin, but anyway. Cuddledown is where Bess and Mirren live, along with her little siblings. And Windermere is where Katie, the main character, lives with her mom on the island. Now, like I was saying about Katie, we're kind of just introduced to her mindset. She kind of repeats herself a lot, makes up stories, and I will admit it is a little hard to follow along with in the beginning, just because we're being introduced to characters we don't know. But aside from that, we're gonna go ahead and get into our likes and dislikes. All right, so when it comes to our likes and dislikes, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the dislikes first, just because I don't have many in regards to the story, and I did really enjoy it. So from dislikes, like I said in the beginning, following along in probably the first chapter was a little confusing for me, just because of the fact that she repeats herself, kind of speaks in riddles, even though it makes sense later on in the story when you're first introduced to it in the first couple pages. It is a little confusing to follow along with. I wanted to get that out of the way because there's a lot more likes than there are dislikes when it comes to We Were Liars. So when it comes to likes, I love the mystery surrounding her accident. Like I said, no spoilers, but I will lightly dance around it. So she pretty much decides to go back to the island because she wants to figure out what happened to her, etc. Now, almost everything makes sense in the end. I don't want to spoil, I don't want to say anything specifically, but every single little detail you might not imagine is relevant, definitely makes sense when you reach the end of the book. Now, like I was mentioning in the beginning, the book kind of takes you along the same ride that it takes Cadence, in the sense that we're finding out what happened to her at the same time that she does. Because let me tell you, any guesses that you might make towards what happens to her in this story, they're not going to be correct. All right, you're not going to be right. Like, I can't even describe my visceral reaction I had reading this book. Mainly because, like, I read this book on the way to church, right? Just to set the scene for you. I read this book on the way to church, right? And I was in, it has 5 parts, just to let you know. I was ending part 4 of the book because the chapters are short. So ending part 4, starting part 5, the plot twist comes. And I'm like, what? It, like, my heart dropped reading, and I was like, there's no way. I can't, no. I was in denial. And that's probably the exact same reaction that the author wanted to elicit in their readers. So even just with that, I knew this book is amazing. This book is great. I wasn't even planning to make a book review talking about it, but it just couldn't stay still in my mind. I had to share. So that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. I did really like the display of family dynamics that were shown in this book, just because you see the different type of dynamics played between the 3 sisters. This isn't really a spoiler, but obviously them being rich, all of them wanting a piece of daddy's money, if you know what I mean. And I liked the fact that they the author specifically displayed how the dynamics play out in regards to obviously the inheritance and things like that, and it made understanding the story and the reasons behind why everything happened the way it happened a lot easier. I don't know if that's a spoiler, I don't think it is, but moving on. We're gonna go ahead and get into our character rankings, okay? I have them from 1 to 7 just because I didn't feel like writing out individually every single person's name. So number 1, honestly, no, yeah, Cadence. Even though she's the main character, I know you're gonna yell at me and be like, but she's the main character, of course you would pick her. I like her, okay? Obviously we don't see anybody else's inner thoughts, but I like her as a character. She's a little, I'm not gonna say anything, but I like her. Second, obviously, Gads. I loved Gads' character. I like that he's outspoken. I like that he's the complete opposite of everyone else. I like that he has his own mentality, his own beliefs. Oh my gosh, I might just put him at number 1, but I'll keep him. Actually, you know what? No, I'm putting Gad at number 1. I'm putting Gad at number 1. Cadence is number 2. All right. So obviously number 3 we have Mirren because she's soft-spoken, but she kind of goes along with what everybody else says. So she's kind of an character for me. Number 4 I put Johnny, just because he wasn't a bad character in the book. He's kind of just there. He's the one that is more energetic, who wants to do more things, stuff like that. So I didn't really know where to put him, so I just left him at number 4. At number 5 I put the Littles, which is like the younger cousins. Let me remember their names really quick because I never mentioned them. Oh, there we go. Alright, so obviously Will, which is Johnny's younger brother, Liberty and Bonnie, which is Mirren's twin siblings, and Taft, which is also Mirren's younger brother. So I put the Littles at number 6, at number 5, sorry, just because I didn't really know how to feel about them. Sometimes they were funny, sometimes they were just there. At number 6, I put literally all of the dogs they mentioned in this book because for whatever reason, everybody has a golden retriever, which is kind of just this reinforcement of the picture perfect white family, golden retrievers, blonde daughters, blue eyes, etc. So, but I liked the dogs, so I just put the dogs. And then 7 is literally everyone else, because the adults in this story are despicable. I don't like any of them. So I just put 7 as literally everyone else, because I didn't like any of them at all. Not a single adult. Maybe Tipper the grandma, but no, not even her. Not even her. Alright, character rankings aside, I know I already kind of got into my initial thoughts, but I'm kind of just gonna go over them anyway. So like I mentioned briefly before, there are 5 parts to the book just because the chapters are a little short. So for me, parts 1 to 3, part 1, 2, I'm a little confused, but I'm getting there. Part 3, okay, I'm understanding a little more. Part 4, okay, the plot is picking up. Where is this gonna go? And then in part 5, this is where I didn't put the book down until I was done. Okay, this is where I needed to know what was gonna happen next. I needed to know what the ending was gonna be, because once you get to part 5, grab a chair, pull a blanket on, get some popcorn, because you're not gonna read it until you're done. Okay, that was just at least me. Now obviously my final reaction. What? Genuinely, I was silent. My final reaction to this book was amazing. I recommend it to anyone who likes a little mystery, when you like finding out what happens to the character along with the character. Honestly, like, this book was just great. It was great. I recommend it to anyone who wants to read it. It's, oh my god. And I'm holding myself back from saying spoilers because the book is just that good, and I definitely want you guys to take the time to read it on your own, so you guys can feel the same emotions that I did reading it for the first time. That's exactly why I chose for this video. You know what, I'm not gonna say any spoilers because I want you guys as the audience to be able to experience the story for yourself. So out of 5 stars. My overall ranking for We Were Liars by E. Lockhart is 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't put 5 stars exactly just because obviously it's not perfect. I did like it a lot, but it wasn't a perfect book. I don't want to be a hater. It was just a little confusing for me to follow in the beginning, so I don't want to put 5. I ended up, it was at 4.5, but I'm gonna leave it at 5. But I still, oh my god, I recommend it so much. If you guys want to pick up a little book for your spring break, which is right around the corner in March, I definitely recommended it. I believe I got my copy from Walmart, and it is the deluxe edition with sprayed edges and some of the TV show content. Now, if you guys liked this video, please like and comment if you want to see more book reviews like this in the future. And if you'd like me to review and compare the book versus the show We Were Liars on Amazon Prime, which is available now, please let me know, because I'm dying to do a comparison. I already watched episode number 1. I already have a little list of things that I'm keeping in mind from differences. But if you guys would like to see me talk about those differences on this channel, please let me know, and we'll definitely get into that. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time listening to me rant about We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Please go check it out if you haven't done so already. If you just watched along even though you've read the book, thank you so much. I love you guys. I love you all. Have a wonderful and fantastic day, night, weekend, week, etc. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Forever live.